Hi everyone, my name is Bruna. I believe a lot of people here know me, especially all my Brazilian friends and my Brazilian followers, but I decided to make this video in English so everyone can see how, especially people in Brazil, how do I speak in English now after basically 5 years living in the US. And to be honest, it's still a challenge for me because sometimes I just forget a lot of words, especially if I'm tired. I feel like if I'm tired, if I didn't sleep well, then I will wake up that day and I will forget a lot of words in English, even in Portuguese as well. So it's kind of a challenging still. I feel like I'm still learning a lot of new words, especially the ones that I don't use every day. But yeah, that's why I'm making this video in English, and hopefully I can also target more people in the US, not only followers in Brazil. So the purpose of this video is basically to show you guys my English and to explain which one do I prefer better, if I still prefer Brazil or after living 5 years in the US, if I'm starting to like US better. And I just don't know how to, I don't know, I just don't know how to answer that. I feel like there are a lot of facts that make me like Brazil better than US, and there are other situations that make me like US better than Brazil. After 5 years living here, and I will say the worst part for sure is stay far away from my family and friends. But now, like, I'm building a life in this country. Now I have a husband, we have an apartment, we have plans together, I have a job, I have a career, and it's just not simple. Even decide, oh, like, are you planning to live in Brazil, I don't know, one day again? Do you guys have plans to, I don't know, to get a house in Brazil as well, to at least spend a few months there? And I'm not sure yet. That's something I would love to do, of course, but it's not only the desire of doing that, it's also the financial responsibility of doing that, because Justin and I were trying to get a place in here and buy a house here. And everyone knows who live in the US how expensive real estate is in this country. It's insane. You can find some cheaper options, but usually you will have to be living in a bad neighborhood where the security is not great, where you're gonna have problems with stolen cars and dangerous people and a lot of people doing things they're not supposed to do, and that's not what we want. Justin and I, we already had a really bad experience living Manassas in Virginia when we move in together, and it's just not something we want to go through again, especially after having Justin's car stolen. Which was a good deal because it was during the pandemic time, and that was one of the only times that your car will be worthing more money than after you buy the car. I don't even know how to explain, but normally we have the depreciation, right? Cars, they normally lost their value, but that period of time, Justin actually made more money having his car stolen than losing money. But anyways, that's not the point. I just feel like that's something we don't want to go through again. Aspects that make me love Brazil and that make me still thinking one day having a house there and spend time with family and friends. First, of course, my family and friends. I feel like I just want to have this freedom to, live here in the US, work here in the US, and also be able to go to Brazil, especially in winter times here. I want to be able to have a house in Brazil that I can go there during winter times. Of course, not to spend all the winter, but at least during my vacation days, I just want to go to a warmer place and be closer to people who I love and people who care about me and my family, my parents, my grandmother, my uncles and aunts, and all my cousins. And that's something that I really, really want. So I really miss Brazil because of that. Second, The weather. Oh my gosh, weather in Brazil is so much better than here. Of course, I just feel like if you're a Brazilian, you will still prefer most of the Brazilians, okay, not everyone, but most of the Brazilians will still prefer living in a warmer place in the US if they moved here, like Florida, California, where the weather is not too cold during winter times, but you still can enjoy, you still can feel a little bit of a tropical weather like in Brazil. And that's one of the other things that I miss the most. And I don't like winter. I don't like winter, and I just don't like winter. Winter, it can be fun for just one day if it's snowing, you know, you can just go out, throw some snow in your, I don't know, someone you like, and, you know, just play a little bit, but that's enough. That's enough. I'm like not a fan of cold weather at all. And I rather much better have the weather in Brazil than here. Another third thing that make me love Brazil are all the beaches and all the gorgeous places we can go. I feel like the nature in Brazil, it's kind of standard. Like we have like beaches and a specific type of like trees and, you know, grass and flowers, and, you know, like you go to the beach in São Paulo, it can be pretty similar as the beach in Rio, as the beach in Florianopolis and other states. But and which is something I love, because when you go to the beach in Brazil, the water is just so warm, and you'll have the possibility. There's people selling corn at the beach. There's people selling cheese. There's people selling coconut water. There's people selling even alcohol, popsicles. That's something you can do in Brazil, and it's just amazing. And the water is amazing. It's warmer. I just love it. I love it, love it, love it. And here, when you go to the beach in here, normally it's just, there's no people selling like food at the beach. You cannot drink at the beach alcohol. And it's fun as well, especially because US, I feel like every state has a different type of nature. Seriously. If you like go out here in Maryland, it's a totally different nature and lifestyle than comparing to Colorado. It's just super cool, actually. You can see a lot of different amazing places in the US going to different states, but I don't know, I like both in this case. But the fact that I am a summer person and the fact that I love going to the beach, I rather the beaches in Brazil better than here in the US. What else? And also the fact that I live here and I work here, the fact that I can bring money and spend in Brazil and do a lot more in Brazil, it's actually really cool as well. I feel like here we won't be able to do as much as we can do in Brazil with the same amount of money, of course. Here the things are much more expensive. And the fact that I can work and spend a month in Brazil and have the best time of our lives, be able to pay for some stuff for my parents as well, and just have the best things in Brazil, just makes me amazed. And like picanha. Picanha is something that I almost never had in Brazil before coming to the US. Like, it's just super expensive. It's not something that people do barbecue all the time. We usually get the most, like, the cheaper stuff. But now, all the time I go to Brazil, we make sure we get picanha, we get the best type of meat, we try new restaurants, and we go and visit cool places. It's just really cool. And yeah, so I love this part. And last thing that I really, really prefer Brazil better than the US is the food. Oh my gosh, I miss having my parents' food or Brazilian food at all every day. I try to keep the same consistency here in the US, but my husband, he's an American, and Americans, they don't eat the same type of food every day, every meal. In Brazil, your breakfast usually will be like bread with maybe butter or cream cheese and maybe chocolate milk or maybe juice or maybe a smoothie. And then like lunch and dinner, we usually eat the same thing. Like eat rice, beans every day, salad, vegetables, then you just change basically the meat you're eating. One day it's gonna be chicken, one day it's gonna be pork, the other day will be red meat, the other day will be fish. So it's just, that's what we normally change. But here, in the US, like one day just she and I, we want to have Mexican food. The other day I cook, the other day we have like American food, the other day I cook again, the other day, and we try Italian food. It's just, we keep changing, trying different foods almost all the time, which is good. I really enjoy doing that as well. But I miss having Brazilian food like every single meal. It's just amazing. I miss that so much. Okay, I got things that I really like better here in the US than in Brazil. First, of course, security. Of course, there are a lot of bad places in here as well. The same as in Brazil, but most of the places that I go in the US, I feel safer. And I feel like if you need to call the police, they will be there for you. And you can do that, and a lot of people will do that if they see something weird going on in the neighborhood. And it's something that doesn't happen in Brazil. We usually, if we see something weird going on, we try don't get involved, because it can, we don't know the people we're dealing with, especially because there are a lot of corrupt police in Brazil as well, which is sad, I know, but that happens, and we just can't trust 100% in people who's supposed to be there helping us, because, we pay our taxes for that as well. But yes, I feel like the fact of I feel much safer in the US, it's true. And when we go to Brazil, we avoid dangerous places. We go to places that, have like decent people and people who we can trust, and usually, which is sad, but it's true, normally these places are or your family houses, or you have to pay a little bit more to be in a better place. But yes, other thing that I really like here in the US better and in Brazil is the fact that I can see all the seasons except winter. I mean, I can see winter as well, but winter is not a case because I don't like winter. So I will be super fine if we didn't have winter in the US at all. But the fact that when it's springtime, I can see all the flowers blooming, and I can see a lot of green, like leaves on the flowers, the grass growing up, and that smell of nature coming back is just amazing. And in Brazil, it's almost the same type of weather all the year. It's like pretty hot, basically almost all the year. We, of course, we have winter there. We, of course, have some chilly days, but here you clearly can see the transition of the seasons. The same as when it's summer. Summer is everything's super bright. All the leaves on the trees, there's like super bright, and we have like an amazing weather, and it's super hot, and I don't know, it's just a different vibe. And the same when it's fall, like all the leaves changing colors. It's just gorgeous. I just love this fact that you can see all the different types of, seasons in here. Another thing that I like in the US better than Brazil is the fact that here it's easy to make money if you know what you're doing, if you're doing a good job. People actually, they respect that, and they see that as a good thing. And if you have 2 jobs, sometimes you have 3 jobs, you work a lot. Of course, you do work a lot in this country, but you can be making money. You actually see your money being used for things that you will be working the same as in Brazil, but you're not going to be doing as much money as you can in here. And the fact that you can buy much more things that you will think twice in Brazil to buy here is actually really cool. So I like the fact that we can make money in this country, and it's worth it working hard, because you see that at the end of the month on your pocket. Okay, so this is basically all the reasons why I like, in a few aspects, why I like Brazil better than US, and other aspects why I like US better than Brazil. If I have to choose which place I will live, it's hard to say. I will say both. I will have a place in the US and I'll have a place in Brazil. And that's just one of my goals. So hopefully one day we can have money enough, Joshi and I, to afford a place here and afford, I don't know, a place, I don't know, I don't even know, a place at the mountains in Brazil or a place at the beach. We'll love to do that. Or even like a place in the camp or like a small farm. Oh my god, we would love to be able to do that. Hopefully one day. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will link here in this video all my social medias, because I feel like I've been not doing that for a while, and especially because I changed my Instagram to a private account, but I'm thinking to go back to a public account because I want to go back and have more, you know, interact with you guys more and more, and changing experiences and see your guys' opinion. Thank you so much for watching this video. Don't forget to subscribe and don't forget to hit the like. A big kiss for you guys, and I hope you enjoy your weekend. Bye!